Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Solomon Bailey, online tag name HalenX76, and today we are playing on the Shadowmeres server, and we're going to do a little tour of everything that we built on in the spawn area. This is actually spawned right here that I'm standing on, which is the Shadowmeres logo. And the first thing we're actually going to visit is going to be the Jungle Reserve. Because we spawned in a jungle area, we actually decided that we were going to try and preserve the animals, and that's why I built a jungle reserve. We're going into the panda reserve right now. In here you can observe the pandas in their natural habitat. You can also come down here and grab some bamboo and just simply chuck it over the railing and feed the pandas, which they're pretty happy when you do that, obviously. Moving on, we'll go over here to what's attached to the panda reserve, if I can go up the stairs. Okay, I never have a problem going up these stairs, but now I am. Of course, when I'm recording. So we go over here to the big aviary. Now, the aviary was built for parrots, obviously, and it has a big giant jungle tree in the middle. Now, unfortunately, one of the mechanics with the parrots is they'll dance when you actually play music. And I wanted to actually, you can see right there, I have a music disc box, a jukebox. And I wanted to be able to actually have people come in here and put a music disc in the jukebox and watch the parrots dance. But unfortunately, the parrots only dance when they're actually stood up. And unfortunately, they will only attach to one person. And because they only dance when they're stood up, they will follow that person and they will teleport right out of the glass box that they're in. So they all have to be static and just sit there. Now, going over here, we are in the ocelot pen. You probably saw the ocelot face just a second ago. When people come over here, they can feed the ocelots by throwing chicken eggs at the target blocks. Of course, I didn't get a single egg on that throw. There we go. And that will feed the ocelots right there. There are several target blocks, so multiple people can do it at the same time. This is obviously not PETA friendly, but it is a lot of fun. Look at all those chickens. And look at all the happy cats. Happy and well fed. Now, obviously, if you played Minecraft before, you know that there are some crafting recipes, like a cake that needs eggs. So anyone can come over here and get eggs. Because you can tell that the chicken coop up here is filled with chickens that are just laying eggs on top of hoppers. And that feeds into those chests. Occasionally we'll go through and we'll kill off all the chickens and respawn more chickens, if I can go down. But here's the little bit of redstone in the hoppers that go in there, in the employees area. Now when you come into spawn, this is the trading hall that is you spawn right into. We have every type of trader, or every type of villager. We have a stonemason for every type of terracotta. And we have a librarian for almost every single book that you need to get from a librarian, except for Curse of Binding, Curse of Vanishing, Power 5, and Power and Punch 2. The reason we don't have those is because we have a skelly farm and it's just easier to combine bows. This right here is the airship I built. The airship built is just a facade, even though it has a cool gantry from the ship and from the dock. It is just a farm for wool, which it automatically sorts the wool and there is one of every type of color of wool. Now the ship is actually run by a bunch of cats. Helmsman up here is a cat. The chef is a cat. It's got a DJ cat down here. And there is a porter over here that is also a cat. Now, over here is where we had our basic spawn area, where we all had our first beds and stuff, just a hole in the ground. But we made it as nice as we could possibly, even though it's not really finished. There's our dock. Heading down here, you can see that we had a nice little storage unit, some little bunk areas right there. Our first nether portal, the nether room with all the nether stuff, Monsters Inc. with all the monster stuff, Vault 22 with all of the food and such. And because we do a lot of fishing on this server, we have an actual angler room. But this is just the basic small one. I'll take you over now to probably the fire factory. The fire factory is where we have most of our big redstone machines, and that'll give you a good look at this bridge, the suspension bridge that I built. Over here to the right where you see the spruce trees, that's where I have plans to build other big things, but we might be rolling our server back just for the new update, which is coming out in like 2 days. So all of this might be going away. But this is the fire factory, and it is a place for us to do all of our heavy redstoning with like the super smelter here and an obsidian generator over here, a simple dripstone farm, a auto XP smelter. This is a cool function because if you take and go into the chute and throw a couple things, they actually get sent outside and into lava, so we don't have any entity cramming. This is a cactus farm. We are going to turn that eventually into a cactus, maybe with a pot shape underneath it, but for now it's functional. This is a cobblestone and stone generator. Right here we have a mud maker for all the different types of mud. I'm going to cut back through the fire factory. Now all the roads, I did all the roads, and I tried to do somewhat of a gradient style with them, so that way, you know, it's not just one flat color. But what I'm going to do now is take you up here. Oh, wait, before we go across the bridge, because there is a much better view of it, we're going to actually take a look at Andy's bridge. Now, Andy's bridge is something he adapted from a BOO design. It's not quite finished. You can see the BOO in it, though, for sure. But Andy has plans to put 2 more spires on that side and probably 2 spires right there in the center where the roofs kind of meet, that area that's not as wide. We'll take a better look at Andy's bridge here in just a second. Now going back across this bridge I actually tried to do in granite, and it just was not working. It actually worked out way better to be in quartz and diorite, of all things. The one thing that nobody really likes to work with, diorite. Okay, I'm going to hop right here into the Panda Reserve and take a quick nap. Here's another better look at the airship. Hey kitties, I'm back for a nap. No, I didn't want you to stand up. Sit back down. Go to sleep. Okay, heading up here, we can actually get a better look at Andy's build. And this is Magikarp and Oscar's to the left. This is their entrance, which is a mycelium biome that they pretty much put here, obviously. But they had a lot of fun with these cows. I'm not going to take you down into their place because their place isn't finished. But Andy's is good enough that we can actually take a good look at. Now, Andy took, and if you listen closely, there's sheep underneath, and he has plans to put a bunch of farms into the actual bridge here. Which I really like what he did with his design, even though he's got some copper going here. This is a really good design. Okay, as we come off of Andy's bridge, we're going to go over to the left. And to the left, we have our community farm and a bee farm, which Andy and Magic Carp actually built. Magic Carp put in this little water elevator, this is a good spot to actually look at that. You can see a little bit of a fish house down there, or a boathouse, that I built for Oscar so he can go fishing off the dock. We'll get a better look at the bee, I promise. But right here is an automatic bee farm. And everything comes out right over here, both bottles and wax. Over here, as this goes down, right here, there will be a barn for horses. In here, we have an automatic sugarcane farm and a compost maker for making bone meal, so that we can have as much sugarcane and paper as we want. This is the boathouse. I wonder why I can't run. The boathouse itself actually has a boat in it with a bed. This is an extremely dangerous fire pit, or for trash can. A couple smelters or smokers. Over there is actually our Skelly farm. We'll eventually wind up going over to that when we start doing all the redstone stuff. There is a better look at the bee, which I will take and probably at the end of the video show you a little boat tour around this area, because it looks really cool at night. Okay, now let's see what up. Yeah, only thing really left to show you is to actually go to all of our farms, which I'll do that now. I just have to go hop in a boat off the main dock. I'll take the blonde brat. Okay, easiest way to do this is actually to go straight out and go do the Skelly farm first. I will have to edit the video right here. Okay, as we approach the Skelly farm from here, you can see that the Skelly farm itself has a facade on it, and the reason for that is because we kept passing the thing. Like, every time we would come over here to go to the Skelly farm, we kept passing it because we couldn't notice it in the water. Because the only thing that was actually here was these 4 pillars to hold the ladder. Stupid drift. If anybody understands about the drift, they know that going up and down a ladder is a pain in the butt sometimes. Yes, the Skelly farm is a little bit ways down there. But here we are. It's actually off of a Skelly spawner. Obviously, skeletons will fall there. We have a trash can right here to throw items we don't want. A bunch of anvils in case we need to do anything like that. A bed. Over here, we actually have our... the word is not coming to me. basalt generator, which is actually a really easy generator to make. You just need to have blue ice over the top of lava. And obviously they go down into there. I may have to do a short edit to get to the iron farm because it is a little bit of a distance. There's no point in, you know, showing you me going through the water. So I will be back as soon as I get to the iron farm. Okay, so this is our iron farm. It's just a basic iron farm, but it actually works very efficiently because we have it over water and we have 20 different villagers and we have an actual drowned up against the glass that the villagers are in. Now we'll use this area for fishing when we're just like sitting there, which is why we have everybody leaves a fishing rod there. We also bring a bunch of wood with us usually because we'll go in here and we'll trade with every single one of these guys because they're Fletchers. Hopefully if I stand here just long enough, I can actually see the farm working. And you can hear the drowned over there. That's looking in the glass. Hey, buddy. And of course, when I did this, it's not work, or it doesn't want to work. But it does work really well. Like sitting here for 30 minutes, you can get like 3 stacks of iron. Well, there's a cat that died. Give me a golem. Of course. But anyway, trust me, it works. Alright, I'm going to probably jump cut to the next farms when I get there. Alright, you can see that the mob farm is starting to render. That is a basic mob farm that we built in the very beginning before we had the skelly farm, before we had our spider farm, and before we had zombie spawner, a zombie farm. But now we have actually all of those, but so this is going to be turned into a gunpowder farm eventually. But this is what I'm actually coming over here for, is actually to show you the Guardian farm that Andy built. You can see the Guardian spawning underneath right now. Over here is the entrance, so I'll leave the boat there. As soon as we get up high enough, the ones that are spawning underneath will stop spawning, and then the trident killers that are activated now will actually kill, like that one right there that just spawned. And everything will be filtered through the water lines and it will come out here eventually. See if I can see anything coming up. Yep, right there. So this is a really efficient farm too. Alright, I'm going to get down here, get back in my boat, and I will jump cut to when we are looking at the trident killer. Or the drowned farm. Well, actually, I don't even have to jump cut. It is really, really close. Right there. Look at that. Which, perfect timing because actually the drowned farm works better overnight. Hopefully I'll get to see a trident. Because the iron farm is disappointing. Even though I know it works. I did an overnight AFK, and I wound up with, at the iron farm, over just 6 hours, and I wound up with almost 3 stacks of iron blocks. No, it was 4. Yeah, this is a really long climb. There's nothing I can do about it. There we go. Let me flip the switch. And something already died. You can see that it's already killing drowned. I'm getting rotten flesh from them. But this is how we get our tridents. Super easy way. The farm only took Andy, I think, like maybe 2 hours to build. But I'm not going to stand here all day and do this, because I want to catch the entire area at night. So this will be the end of the video. My name is Solomon Bailey, online tag name HaloNix76. I'm creepy but safe, and you stay creepy and be safe.